Hey guys, Sinborn here. I just wanted to do a video on something I've been doing. I've been working on farming a headhunter, um, and I wanted to do it in fun ways. So I've been doing like little experiments. The first experiment I'll tell you guys about is the 50 white blighted maps, all hit with the teal oils, which gives them 5% pack size and 2 lucky chests per oil, a total of 6, and then the Ceres it buffs it by 1, so it gives a total of 7. 7 lucky chests. So what I did was I basically made a currency stash tab. This is like the standard, my normal currency stash tab, and then I had one specifically for currency from the blighted maps. The total investment was about 800 chaos to buy all the blighted maps. They were all tiers 1 through 5. I think I had one level 6 or one tier 6. And other than that, they were mostly ran. I did start chiseling them and alking them, but the first like 12 were white. And then I decided that I could get a little bit more loot by investing a little bit more by chiseling and then alking them. And then the center pool gave a little bit more, and it didn't really affect much, to be honest. Most of the rewards are from the chests. So what I did was I went through and I sorted the tabs. I was just kind of dumping them in. And just kind of seeing where I was, and then I just went through and I sorted everything. I did pick up all the quality gems. I identified most of the jewelry and stuff like that. Didn't really find anything. I think I found like this. This is pretty good. I don't know if it'll actually sell for 3 exalts, but if it does, that's something. A couple of gems here. 5, 5, 5, 5, 10, 10, 5, 20, 20, 5. 12. None of them are like super high. I did sell a couple of things, but I don't exactly remember what they were. A couple enlightens. I did find like 2 enlightens and an empower. 2 empowers. So 2 enlightens, 2 empowers, plus this enlighten here, so 3 enlightens. They're not really worth anything. I mean, it's calculated, I think, in here. So 30 chaos. So this is actually missing about whatever these equate to. It's missing. No, it's just a divine. The divine, 2 divines and a 30 chaos. So like 50C, it's missing from the total number. So that'll just eat that from the teal oils, because I did have to buy like 40C of teal oils, but then I end up getting, enough back if I would have just converted the oils. But that's okay. Anyways, so instead of just going through and actually like saying like what I got, I was just give an overlay. Or an overview. Tons and tons of essences. A decent bit of incubators. I probably should have used these incubators as I was clearing, because there's a ton of monsters and these would pop pretty quick. But I didn't. A decent bit of oils. Nothing too big, because the white maps can only drop up to black, I believe. So I'm just going to go straight to red for the next go. I want to do another 50 maps of red tier maps and then clear them and see what the profit is. Tons of div cards, but nothing insanely good except for one. It was like Pride, something or other. Like it was, yeah, Pride of the first one. So this is an X right here. Farul's Fur. So this goes for about an Exalted. Maybe a little bit more. I'll have to double check, but it looks like the majority of them are going for an Exalted, unless they're being price fixed. So I'll have to do a little bit of digging, but 1X is fine. There's like some chisel ones and some shit like that. And then some of these are worth, turning them in and getting the currency. I end up turning the filter to be stricter, so some of these might be complete garbage. Tons of fragments, a decent bit of offerings, a decent bit of beachheads. I did do 50 beachheads, and running the beachheads is totally worth it. You double your money guaranteed, basically. Not after one, but after I did about 90 to 100 of them total. I probably should have did a video on that as well, but I had kind of done already. Basically, it was just get divine or get ancient orbs and sell them, and then you make money, like guaranteed. Like the maps cost about 30 chaos. They're being price fixed as shit, so you might be able to, if you have a whoop up for them, you might be able to get them for less. There's a guy price fixing them for 15 chaos a piece, and they really actually go for around 29 to 30. But even at 30 chaos, you'll make tons of money. They're a little slow to run, kind of like blighted maps. But at least it's just pick up the currency and sell them. This, however, this took a lot more time. Obviously, looting a lot more, weeding through the bullshit. Strict filter helps. Tons of scarabs. These scarabs are pretty sick to have. Even just to prevent. I don't even think I'm not even gonna bother selling them. I'm just gonna keep them in my my fragment tabs, just to be able to like use them for maps and stuff. So this is really nice to have. This is just all from 50 white lucky maps, and then in order to break it down and track the profitability of it, I used a program called Exilence. I can leave a link in the description. Basically, what it does is you go in and you tell it what tabs to track, and I only have it tracking the currency stash tab that I was using for this experiment, and then also the dump tabs, basically for the blighted dump tabs. And as you can see here, in these tabs, the net worth is 3,200 chaos. If we go the last 3 hours, I'm sorry, the last 5. I kind of fucked it because it was about 300 chaos an hour when I was actually actively doing things, but because it continues to track you while you're just sitting here, and I was just hanging out after stream, it doesn't really track it right. But it was around 250 to 300 chaos per hour by running these maps, the white blighted maps, the tiers 1 through 5, which is pretty good. It's not bad at all. Total investment 800 chaos, and you're coming out quadruple that. That's pretty good. And it kind of gives a breakdown of all of the different, how it's broken down. 2 pure exalts. The Far Rules 4 is basically a third exalt. So just with these two these two items right here, you're looking at 510 chaos, which is the majority of the cost. Tons of GCPs. I don't know if you guys know, but they're actually like, I didn't notice it, but they're actually like more than a chaos right now, which is a very strange thing, or kind of weird, but it is what it is. I think maybe it was because of the nerf of Lab. I remember reading something in the patch notes about Lab not dropping as many quality gems or something along those lines, so I think that could be why. If people ran more blighted maps, they would figure out that that's basically the second, or probably the best thing to do now as far as collecting superior gems and then vendoring them, and then that's how I got the majority of these GCPs, just collecting all the superior gems and then vendoring the ones that weren't worth anything, selling the ones that were. 117 pure chaos. This was around 157, but like I said, I spent about 50C, so I'd be 167. I spent about 50C to buy those oils, but then I could have just vendored up and just used those oils. It looks like as long as you have enough oils to get like the first like 10 maps, it seems like if you vendor all the lower oils that are worth nothing, they eventually you'll get to teals, and you'll be able to use those teals to fund those maps and then continue going. You probably can go infinite with like, I don't even know, maybe 10 to 12 maps worth of teals. So we'll say 30 teals, because you use 3 per map. So if I were to go through and sell everything, it'd be a profit of 4 times the value, or 4 times the investment, which is pretty solid. And with this build, this is just the standard minion build. I mean, it uses SRS, zombies and skeletons. So you can basically just stand in the center of the pump. For white maps, you don't have to do shit. You just literally stand at the pump and read a book or something. I don't know. It was pretty easy. You had to cast around the 2-minute marker or so when some of the monsters would start running towards you. You can build like a perimeter of like freeze towers, or like glacial cages, or the petrifying towers. You can build those and then probably never have to cast and just let the zombies do their thing. But if you want to, every now and then, if you see it getting a little too close, you cast some SRS, they'll melee splash everything down, and no problemo there. It's a pretty laid back way to make a pretty good amount of money. And I think that there's enough of the blighted maps that, I don't know, I think it's worth it. There might be some hidden shit in here that like maybe this thing's not calculating correctly, because I mean you can't really exactly depend on this program. It's taking the averages of stuff, but it seems pretty accurate. It's using Pee-wee Ninja's average and Pee-wee Watch, so those are pretty good sites that are like the average cost of things. So it might be a little bit higher, it might be a little bit lower. But yeah, just wanted to give a quick update of what I've been doing. Basically, farming for a headhunter, I'm like the majority of the way there. I've got a bunch of stuff in here to sell that are worth multiple exalts. I have just in pure exalts 41 here, and then quite a bit of other stuff to sell. I've got to like the beachheads gave me a lot of Orbs of Horizons, so I've got to like offload these at somewhere, kind of slim down on some of this other currency, and then convert it all into Chaos and X. Anything with annulments, tons of annulments as well from the beachheads. As long as you're getting at the beachheads for like 30C, they're pretty good. But the chaos per hour is not great. It takes a kind of a long time to run the map because you're just waiting for all the harbingers to spawn the ads. If you're looking for a way to farm ancient orbs on the cheap, you get them for about half the price. If you run buy the maps at 30C and run them, you get ancient orbs for like half the price or even probably about 40% of the actual cost. That'd be pretty good way to like, if you wanted like try to chance yourself a headhunter instead of just selling them for profit. You could do that. But yeah, I just wanted to try to get some more content out there. I'm gonna try to upload more content. I'm terrible at this. I'm sorry. I apologize. I will try to be better. And hope you guys enjoyed this little thing. And I'm going to try to do like an update. If I can do one video a week, I'd be pretty fucking happy. But I'm going to try to do it more often, maybe 2 a week. I'll start with 1 and then I go from there. Maybe eventually I'll do a build guide for this because I don't know of many people that are doing SRS, skeletons, and zombies. It actually works pretty well. You just have to have 2 6 links, and this is mostly solo self-found gear. Besides, because I started the league on solo self-found, a couple pieces are not, but yeah, it works pretty well. It's like 6 million DPS or some shit, maybe a little bit higher. Nothing crazy, but super tanky, and yeah, I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.